2, 1.
Alright, here I am. Okay, so I'm Chaotic, the runner for today. Would my co-commentators like to introduce themselves?
Yeah, do that. Hi, my name is Lord Fluffy. I also run this game. Very fun game. You should play it.
You should.
I'm Smitty. I run this game on PlayStation 4. Have been doing so for about 8 months.
Alrighty, so I'll go ahead and we're going to do new game. And the game doesn't start right away when you load it up. Like, it'll give you the option to press the spacebar and then the game will get started. So when that pops up, okay, there it is. So we'll do the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I just want to read this one donation because it came in during the Axum Verge run. So Sabera also donated $150 and says, I promised I'd match, and match I shall. NoReset is great, equal justice for everyone, and much love for all the runners coming out for a great cause. Thank you so much. And they donated, both Willow and Sabera, towards Save or Kill the Animals for the Kill the Animals side of the bid wars. So it's now in the lead with $1,094.21, whereas Save the Animals lagging behind at $1,061.95. Nico, take it away. I'm out.
Perfect. Yeah, I would like to mention that we just got an anonymous $60 donation with no message. So, yeah. Thanks, anonymous, for $60.
All right, so we are in the first level of the game.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I want to say that because of the nature of this game, I'm not going to be talking as much. So Fluffy and Smitty are going to be here, like, taking over for that part while I focus. So will you take it away, Fluffy?
Alright, so this is the first level of the game. This is the tutorial level of the game, commonly referred to as the Pilot's Gauntlet. There's a lot of stuff that, like, the Lastimosa, our mentor here, will be trying to make us do, but if you go fast enough, you can skip a very large portion of the dialogue here. Now, something that Qaotik might be doing here, he might be going for this EPG that's hidden up in the back, and yep, there he's got it. So this EPG can be used for a couple boosts to give yourself a bit more speed. Right here, he's done something known as reload skip. By starting the reload animation of your pistol and then immediately swapping the weapon over to the R201, you skip a reload animation, which also skips a bit of dialogue, and just in general saves a little bit of time. It's not a whole lot. But now we've reached the gauntlet. This on its own has its own leaderboard. It's very competitive, but you'll see he's picking up some frags here, and he's going to just barrel on through. Frags will give you a lot of damage here. Now, you won't see this type of frag boosting in the rest of the run, and that's because this is technically VR, virtual reality, so you can throw a grenade right in front of your face, and it'll boost you forward and won't kill you. That'll happen in real life, though, so pretty decent time on the gauntlet here, and
all that practice paid off. I was glad that the grenades actually worked that time, because the grenade physics in this game, getting boosts from them, is really, really wonky.
So something to note is that this game does run on a modified version of the Source Engine. So if you know anything about Source Engine games, things like bunny hopping and air strafing, a lot of that stuff does apply here. You'll see him do some bunny hops maybe throughout the run, but the majority of what you're going to be seeing is slide hops. It's basically the same deal. You just can repeatedly hit the ground while crouching, jump along the way. You'll maintain your speed, and if you air strafe correctly, you can even gain speed during it. You'll see that pretty much throughout the majority of the run.
I like that in chat this guy says, can we get an incentive going to have Qaotik press the pause on his hat? I like that people are already liking the hat, so I'm just going to do it right now.
So yeah, this is basically the end of the level here. It's just a short tutorial level, not a whole lot. But we'll be entering a fairly long amount of cutscenes going forward, so we'll get some donations in the meantime. But as mentioned, Smitty runs on PS4. Me and Qaotik run on PC. So Smitty, you want to explain some of the differences between the PC version and the PS4 version?
Yeah, so there isn't any difference at all in the routes or anything. PC and console share the same leaderboard and all that kind of stuff. The movement is ever so slightly different. PC players have what's called digital movement. They use the WAS key, keys to move, which are either on or off, while us console players have the analog sticks, which can be varying degrees of on or off. And so on PC, PC players have something called lurch, which is kind of like a lurch to the left or right when you jump. I'm not the best person to explain this since I am a console player, but there's a 0.5 second grace period after you jump and you press the strafe key that lurches you to the left or right. Also means you lose a lot of forward momentum, which is fine for moving around tight corners at 90-degree angles, which we'll be doing on at least some of these levels. But console players have to move a lot in a lot smoother routes because we don't have that lurch.
Yeah, and the first level, oh my goodness, this, Fluffy, we were talking about this during practice, about the geometry on the level. Would you like to explain them what's going to be going on in BT?
Yeah, so this level is called BT7274. It's like the first real level of the game beyond the tutorial section, and this level has a lot of very unique and interesting geometry, and the devs at Respawn took the time to basically match the hitbox of the geometry almost to the exact pixels of the visuals of the geometry. So sometimes you'll be going through this stage, and all of a sudden you will just fly upwards instead of forward, or stop dead in your tracks because you hit the exact wrong part of the geometry. It's honestly hilarious.
So like you have to plan out exactly where are you going to jump, where you're going to jump from, where you're going to land. It's such a ridiculous level. It's a cool level, casually, but for a speedrun, yeah.
Yeah, definitely one of the hardest ones to optimize casually. So we'll be getting to a little bit of gameplay right after this exit sequence, and then we'll be entering what is known as the 18-hour cutscene. It's a very infamous cutscene, and I guess we should explain now. Cutscenes can't be skipped in this game, not natively anyway. So doing the regular 80% category, you do have to sit through all the cutscenes like normal. There's things you can do to make it less boring. You know, some allow you to move, some don't allow you to move, like this one. But you'll see him. We just got dropped down. Just gonna hop through.
Or just like that, right there. I get stopped by a log.
Yeah. No, the geometry is very specific, and
here's that cutscene. Yep, here's the 6-minute cutscene. The Super Mario Sunshine of FPS games.
Yeah, so if you have any donations, this is probably a great time to read them.
Yeah, this one.
Well, that's exactly perfect, was because we have Anne-Marie that just donated $5. Say, press them squishy paws and make Pikachu go wee!
I'll do it again. I'll please the crowd.
And I'm also gonna take the time to explain that we're doing this for the Equal Justice Initiative that is committed to ending mass incarceration and excessive permission in the United States, to challenge racial and economic injustice and to protect basic human rights for the most vulnerable people in American society. If you want to learn more about them, I'm gonna post the link in the chat, and there we go. And also to make you know that we currently still have a bid war for this run. That's coming about the halfway point between the fate of Marvin, between killing him or sparing him. Killing him is ahead with $58.13, but sparing him is lacking a lot behind with $15.47. So if you want to kill or spare Marvin, well, that's your choice. And if you want to donate for it, you can. Also coming up for the milestones, we have the milestone of SD the Great Battle, no special weapons, that are coming out at $5,000. We're a bit under that. We're missing around $25, a bit more, to get that. And also we have my favorite milestone, because it's my own. It's Mario Kart category extensions at $6,000. Basically, if you don't understand, normally some games like Super Mario 64, Mario Bros. Have category extension. Basically, I'm supposed to do a neutral track, no items, no skins. But if you choose a category extension and we get the $6,000 before the run, where it's gonna open a bid war, and that bid war is gonna be able for you to choose between item rain, cars only, off-road only, and outside drifting bikes only. So if you want to make me suffer a bit, well, you can go to $6,000, and it's gonna be opening a bid war. So if you want to see that, let's go there. And also a bit later at the night for $7,500, we have Celestial on 2 DDR pads, but with an input display. So if you want to see the input display of Celeste on 2 DDR pads, well, we can get there. I hope, at least.
I just want to point out that another guy in chat just says, I like the activate windows. In the bottom right corner. You probably can't see it right now because of the colors and the fading, but we're going to ignore that for right now.
Also, we made a deal that if he goes on overestimate, he has to activate it.
And Lastimosa just turned into a pile of rocks. That is a sad fate.
Yeah, I just think it's funny that, like, you take the time to bury Lastimosa under all these rocks, but you can literally see it on the screen. There's just a whole bunch of other, like, dead infantrymen on the ground. Just Lastimosa special. Those guys don't matter.
Finally, the run's about to start.
Alright, so right here, you start off really slow at the beginning part of this section. So what Qaotik does here, he gets himself on a wall and then jumps off it, which gives him enough speed to start off a slide boost. It's a little bit faster. You'd otherwise have to wait for your regular speed to start off with, but as of right now, we're starting off with the real meat of the game. This is where the game takes off in BT7274, and BT7274 is probably notoriously one of the harder levels in the game just to optimize, especially from a casual to a professional level, just because of the level design itself.
It takes a lot of practice to know the exact geometry around certain rocks and certain paths, and be able to avoid getting knocked really high or off course.
That was a slight skip there. You just kind of maneuver around those walls. Skip a little bit of going around this circle, saves a bit of time. But, ooh, this section though, the river here, this one is a big killer for new runners.
Oh, well, I missed the wall, but I at least still managed to recover that. Save. Sweet.
Yeah. Managed to jump across the gap, but very often you'll find when new runners will very frequently miss a jump or miss their positioning and fall right into that ravine. It's not a fun time.
It's especially tough here because the jump kit that we stole off of Lastimosa is still like calibrating itself to Jack Cooper's body, so we didn't get our double jump yet until just there.
Thankfully, those animals didn't stop me this time, because oh my goodness, I've had those things stop me at that jump so many times, and I just slid through that. This is already starting up as a good run.
Yeah, very good start to the run. Yeah, over time, this game has taken something that had a lot of RNG and cut down the RNG quite a bit. There was a point, like right at the end of the game, that there was a bit of RNG that you had to hope for. That was the difference between like a PB and losing 3 minutes. So it's very nice to see that over time the RNG in this section has gotten down, but there's still a little bit that you have to deal with. Sometimes the enemy AI, the animal AI in this stage. But that's a very good Battery 1 segment, I would say so. Right.
Yeah. Having getting all through those enemies with that grenade, that was definitely good. Let's make of this. Alright, got that.
Alright, so that little skip he just did there saves about 9 seconds. It's a little harder than it looks. You do have to have some decent air strafing in order to make that the whole way through. Easier if you can manage frag boosting, but frag boosting is its own story. It's a higher level of mastery to master, so.
I did not want to do that.
So I guess I should explain the story for those of you who don't really know. So at this point,
there's a story?
We're part of... Sorry, go ahead.
There's a story in this game?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, there are cutscenes that we can't skip.
Yeah, but do they really say anything? It's just some dude from South Africa saying shit like, "Oi, what you doing?"
Anyway, yeah, the story.
I don't think there was a South African accent. I think that was an Australian accent.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. I'm bad at accents. I will just say that outright.
I know you're going to explain the story.
But yeah, so basically we're part of this organization called the Militia. It is resisting against the IMC or the... I don't actually know what the IMC stands for.
The
Interstellar Mining Corporation.
I thought it was Military Corporation.
It's a conglomerate of corporations that are basically got a stranglehold over the frontier, which is a series of planets out far away from the original system, blah, blah, blah. We're resisting them. We're trying to take back the frontier from the IMC. So we heard about some shit going down on this planet called Typhon. We got ambushed. We're now on the ground. And the whole point right now is we're trying to get these batteries so the Titan here, BT, can be back up running at full force, and we can get on going forward, because the guy, our mentor earlier, as I mentioned, Lastimosa, he kind of died. So he gave us his mission as just some dude, just some rifleman. No worries. We can do it, guys. It's fine.
Okay, so first, I would like to thank the guy that just gave me a good look on the run, and I see Tron Javolta in the chat. The top 3 players. Yeah, he's in the chat right now. I appreciate that you're here just to support this. That's really awesome. Like, thank you for doing that. Would you like to explain some of the Titan mechanics now that I'm actually in a Titan?
Sean is not the top 3 player, but he is a bastion of our Titanfall 2 speedrunning community. He's a very nice guy, great sense of humor, and does a lot for us.
Shout out to Tron.
Shout out to Tron for being an awesome dude.
Our boy Tron.
Alright. So, pilot gameplay and Titan gameplay are very different. There's different ways you go fast with Titan gameplay and different ways that you can, like, extend, or, like, get the better movement and, like, little optimizations here and there. But generally with Titan gameplay, the way it works in the campaign is you start off with one loadout, and over the course of the campaign, you'll get more and more loadouts. So you have different abilities for different Titan loadouts. And, like, right here, we start with an ability called a Vortex Shield, which catches all the incoming projectiles, and when you release the button, it flies it back. So what we're supposed to do here is we'll get used to our first Titan loadout, kill all these guys. It's a bit of RNG. Vortex Shield doesn't always reflect it right back to where it came from. It's kind of dumb. But thankfully, if it doesn't do that, we can always just, you know, shoot them with some rockets.
And it's not RNG. Oop. I still have no idea why they would make the vortex shield like that right there. There were so many bullets and there were so many enemies, and I completely missed them.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why the vortex shields functions like that. But coming up here, we're going to get to our first like actual fight. We'll be fighting a Titan that drops. Hopefully, he'll get the pretty decent quick kill here, but we'll have to fight our way to safety. You can kill this Titan like fairly quickly. It's not much of a challenge at all. We do play on the easy difficulty. There is a category for the master difficulty, but well, it's hard. I don't know. It's not for the faint of heart. I'll tell you that much.
It's not fun.
Yeah. He's going to put down the smoke. He's going to start shooting at him. When he puts up this vortex shield, he'll throw out some rockets, and he'll keep trying to shoot at him. Now the red weak spot has appeared. And just like that, yep, fairly quick, fairly good Titan fight here. So this will be the end of BT-72574, and it's this point that the run starts to get a little bit easier, I'd say, for a while, up until like Abyss 2, but like Abyss 2 has like one trick in it that's actually annoying.
Yeah, and I hope I get it first try, because I've been practicing that for a while during practice, and I was getting consistent at it, but you know how...
run the wrong way. Oh, never mind. What? Huh?
Yeah,
what?
yeah, you can do that.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go too early on that audio cue, you can just walk out all the way to the end of that little path.
One piece of Titan movement tech I'm going to like quickly explain is that you're going to see me like timing my boosts, and there's a good reason for that. Is that whenever you walk off like near an edge and you boost, you get like a bit of like extra speed than you normally would. So you're going to see me doing that near edges a lot, like right here, and then another boost will charge, and then there's going to be another gap up here. I'm not going to go for the tone slide. I've had bad luck with that.
Yeah, the tone slide is a little bit, it's like a very small amount of time save, but if you get your dashes right, you can hold crouch as you dash off that ledge and you'll ride right over top of that tone that spawns. And right here we get the tone loadout. As I mentioned, you can swap loadouts at any given period of time. The tone loadout is like the second fastest Titan loadout, I believe. So swapping to it early gets you a little bit more distance and just saves a little bit of time overall. So either way, unfortunately, we do have to abandon the Titan right away because we've got to get in here, and now we're separated from a Titan because the roof above us just closed and we have to go somewhere. Oh no.
Now I gotta wait for a sound cue. Alright, now the door should open right now. Yep. Slide under
Something
here.
I should mention, speaking about audio, is that this game is the fastest when played on Mandarin. It's about 36 seconds faster than English. The second fastest language, I believe, is German as well. So, depending on which version you start with, you'll probably stick with that for a while if you do get into running this game, because one of the... I'm losing my train of thought here. There are a lot of audio cues that runners use for various tricks in the game. Like earlier, you heard him say, like, I need an audio cue here. And that's because there's a specific point of that dialogue where if he starts his movement, he'll have the max speed he needs and can get, rather. And he'll be able to get right through the door as it starts opening and keep that momentum the whole way through.
Alright.
So we just went through Sniper Canal right there, which has a bunch of enemy grunts with Kraber snipers, which, if anyone of you have played the multiplayer, that's the strongest sniper in the game. And it's kind of annoying. Qaotik took the back up route, or like the...
Yeah, the easy
route,
way.
like there's on the far outside, left side of it.
We navigate through these enemies. I hope they don't stop me. No, I'm just going to do that.
These are grunt hallways. This is another RNG section because these grunts kind of spawn and move around in unpredictable ways. Can be different every run.
Okay, let me see if I
Good
get this.
RNG throughout this entire stage could be the difference between, you know, that big gold split you've been looking for and losing 30 seconds in the worst possible kind of scenarios.
Okay, so right here, this is where dialogue options actually become important because I'm going to do a sludge skip. And with the dialogue options I'm choosing, it will extend the time that BT is just like beyond the waterfall. So then I can like, well, I'm just gonna let you see what I do.
Yeah, so this fight is this is like the first major fight that we can skip.
Yeah, and I do just
like
that.
5
I
to
just
7 minutes
teleport.
long. You have to hide from all these
What?
and stuff.
No!
Oh no, you entered him too early. Okay, so that's something that can happen. This is fine. You can just reload your checkpoint. It'll be fine.
That's the first time I've ever had that happen.
Yeah, so that's something that can happen if you go too fast here. So I commend Respawn for this in a way. Like, if crashes happen during the game, for the most part, it just crashes to the main menu and not the to like just crash the whole game to desktop or whatever. But right there, you have to wait for an audio cue and then like a visual cue to pop up. You need to wait for BT to say marking your HUD and then the HUD to actually be marked. Otherwise, what ends up happening is the game crashes to desktop because the game gets all screwed. You're going too fast. Oh no, what are you doing? Stop. And there's multiple places throughout the run where that can happen. And you need to reload checkpoint because I don't think you re-hit the switch.
Yeah, I don't think you hit the button.
Did I hit it? Oh no.
Yeah, you didn't hit the button, so the cane trigger's not. Oh no.
Am I going to have to do the mission again? Yeah, I've never had this problem before.
Let's just see if the sludge is there. If the sludge isn't there, you might... Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, I can't do anything. Yeah, I guess I might as well just do this. That's such a bummer, though. I'm not...
Either like restart the mission or just head to the next one, because that's basically the end of the mission. There's just a boss fight after that.
Well, I still want to show him the boss fight, though, because, like, it's... It's still a game, and there's still a couple of things to at least point out in there, like switching between the Titan loadouts to like skip reload, because that's a thing. Like when in certain Titan fights, it's easier, it's better to just switch between loadouts like really quickly than to reload, so you're keeping up your damage.
Yeah, the Titan reload animations take a long time. So certain ones of them, depending on like if you swap to and swap away from, then swap back to, the tone loadout varies specifically. The animation of swapping to that other Titan loadout and immediately swapping back is actually faster than the reload animation. It's called swap reloading.
Okay, let me see if I can get up here again.
I guess in the meantime, since we gotta go through the level a bit, if there is any donations, go ahead and read them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that we still don't have any donations, but reminder that we're coming up close on the $5,000 mark. So if you want to donate for that, you can. It's your choice. We don't force you. We're not gonna come with like the entirety of the police and come to your house and steal your money just to donate it to charity. Nah, it's your choice. But we're coming close to 5K. That would be really nice.
Yeah, let's get there, guys. A little bit more to go. One of the best things about Titanfall 2 is it's actually a very like noob-friendly run. You can do runs that don't like all of the like major skips that we do in the game itself. We really don't need them to complete the game because there's no like. It's not like say a Zelda game, for example, where you're missing a key item, so you need to do that skip in order to get past that section or whatever. There's nothing necessarily that we absolutely like can't get. None of the major skips basically end up skipping something that is integral to finishing off the run, more or less. So you can start off, just learn the movement mechanics to start with, and then slowly but surely like work in some of these skips. The easiest one to implement is definitely Dome Skip, which we'll get to a little bit later. There's also other ones like Ash Skip. Dome Launch is also pretty strong and good, powerful.
Can I interrupt you for a quick second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
We have reached $5,000!
Hey, good shit, good shit.
By a donation of $27.46 by myself. I just rolled 5K. I just wanted the 5K.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let's reach 6K now so I can suffer.
Okay, this time I'm going to do a safety checkpoint here, just in case I'm not paying attention and botch that again.
Yeah,
So
this fight,
hopefully-
I was
Go
saying
ahead.
before, this fight takes like 5 to 7 minutes casually, and it's super nice and a huge time save to just be able to get over here and
There we go. Now I
on
got
the
that.
pipe and over for the BT and through the wall right there. Big time save. We'll see another time save like this when we do Dome Skip. Another big fight that we can just skip.
There's like a bunch of skips in this game. It's so ridiculous, and you're going to see about 85% of them.
Funnily enough, unlike say a Doom 2016, there aren't actually that many out of bounds.
Yeah, there's only like a
actually
handful.
2 out of bounds that we use in this run, and that is Dome Skip and Ash Skip, respectively. But here we are in the first fight here, the first boss fight, Kane. Now, Kane is a wild, wacky dude, and he's using the Scorch Titan, which is focused on thermite abilities, and he hurts.
So I get close to this guy. Whoa.
So the way Tone works is he uses a semi-automatic tracker rifle that takes 3 shots to get a lock-on target. At that point, he can chaotically release a missile salvo, and then he can use his ultimate, which launches a lot of missiles, and hopefully can wipe Kane out pretty quickly.
I was
Much
going.
There you
better
go.
than Expedition, the first Titan
Yo,
loadout that we
BT,
had.
why are you doing that to his head?
BT, no, we need that helmet. Stop, BT.
Casually standing on Kane's face.
I like how Kaney's like perfectly untouched, but his Titan's just like just a mess. I think he's
Flaming,
actually
smoldering
sleeping.
mess.
He's not dead. He's just sleeping. He looks pretty tired. I mean, if I was a wacky guy like that, I'd be pretty tired.
Can I take a quick second?
Yeah, go ahead.
We have Pastor Fred 7 donating $3.28. Just saying, fix the number. Kappa.
Beautiful.
Fix the
Appreciate
number.
5,000 was round. Was really round, Fred. Why did you do this?
The ability to
Are you breaking the number?
possess a strong history in warfare. This will work to
Very.
our advantage.
Very
We're just waiting
appreciated.
for dialogue lines to finish now.
And then it's the next mission. So we're now into the Abyss, and it's just mainly a Titan level. Just basically try like to optimize movement. That's really it. Really simple.
Major Anderson.
Huh?
Can I take a few more seconds?
Yeah, go ahead.
We have G-Virus donating $1.37, saying there is order in chaos. Also, big shout out to Octane, grand champion of the Gauntlet.
Oh yeah, freaking the lore of Octane that he blew off his legs using a
Grenades.
frag boost to get past the end of the gauntlet quicker, and that was like a speedrunner, a reference to like speedrunners in this game. And like the first level, as we mentioned, we use frag boost to get a little bit of extra speed.
It's Cash
Octane's.
Mayo that has the record for the gauntlet, right?
Yeah,
Cashmere
yeah.
has many records for the Gauntlet.
Wanted by the militia.
Yeah, that dude is
The
a
IMC.
that dude's just the king of the gauntlet. Like you cannot
Of my previous
like get
life,
even near him.
Captain Lastimosa.
I guess Octane just forgot to go into VR before running Frag Boost Gauntlet.
Very unfortunate. Well,
Okay, up here
legs won't get tired.
with my time boost, I should be able to come up with these panels that you see just like sort of falling down and aww. typically- I
so
typically
he
don't
wasn't
time
quite
that.
there. This is something that saves like 9-10 seconds or so. But if you're good enough with your boost, you can get pushed by that thing, this panel here, and what that ends up doing, it just shoves you forward really quickly. It is kind of dangerous. It can kill you if you're mispositioned. There's a way to avoid that with embarking and disembarking, but right now we are in the Scorch loadout, and that's because we want to use all this thermite, all this fire, and just die, everything burns, everything's dead. It's great, we can move on. And there are points in this game where you're forced to fight in order to progress. That's one of them. You need to kill those 3 Titans that come out of that door. But once you're through that, it's basically home free. You gotta press a switch, press another switch, fall into a hole, and into the Abyss. 1 is done.
By the way, if I might add to the whole Octane thing, essentially when the Season 1 trailer for Apex Legends came out, in the trailer, at the time it was Cash Mayo, I don't know if that's still the case, but Cash Mayo had the world record for the gauntlet at 12 seconds, and in the trailer on YouTube, an annotation would pop up on the 12-second mark that would read, "What is the gauntlet?" which was a direct reference to the world record from Cash Mayo. So literally, his backstory was inspired by the actual speedrunning of the game, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, like Respawn really like supports the speedrunners of their game, which is like really awesome.
Yeah, and this is something I heard Brian Otto, the world record holder for any percent and any percent in all helmets. He said that I lost my train of thought. Fuck. Sorry.
It's me all the time.
Yeah, he said that there was a lot of changes that were made to, I think it was Brio anyway, but like there were a lot of changes that were made to the multiplayer aspect of the game that might have affected the campaign, but they didn't end up affecting the campaign at all. Like no balance changes, no bug fixes. I mean, maybe some bug fixes, but basically everything that was changed in the multiplayer didn't really affect the campaign at all. So anything that we did in the campaign was basically untouched. So Respawn has done a wonderful job with this game. They've done a wonderful job with Apex, and they've made it so the speedrunners can continue to enjoy with the stuff that we found, and it is fantastic. But Into the Abyss 2, this is the second of the Into the Abyss levels. So this one is kind of infamous in the Titanfall 2 speedrunning community, and that's because it is unfortunately a giant auto-scroller. Now, it might not look like it, but we are kind of on a timer, so we need to get to the end of this section of... We need to get to the end of this section of, like, what is
Houses.
assembly line? There we go.
Yeah, as a assembly line of houses.
Yeah. But we don't want to go through that whole thing. It's complicated and kind of hard. So we'll just come over to these rocks. This is Told Spice route. It's just, you come around here, you use these rocks to circle around to the last platform instead of going through it the normal way. You know, it doesn't save any time because, again, this is an auto-scroller, but it is significantly easier and faster, and it lets us play a fun little mini-game called Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, let's see if I can eliminate some of the enemies and then get that, so we can just do that. Can I destroy that? Yeah, I can. Those aren't words that you should hear a speedrunner say, ooh, what's that?
No.
Okay, there's still a couple dudes.
I do not know how many people you need to kill to set up Red vs. Blue.
Yeah,
you basically need to kill everybody
No,
except
I do not want to kill him.
The two specters. So not that guy.
Yeah, there's...
Not that guy either.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody except the two specters.
I shot
and
the
you go
specter
ahead
on
and
accident.
Hack one of the specters, and oh, he's dead. Well,
Yeah, I did it by accident because I like thought that it was just a regular enemy because they look alike. I mean, they were both like wearing like white outfits. Like Oh well. All right, so now we get to jump on the mobile home, the assembly mobile home. Now I gotta line myself up. This should work. Would you say that would work? The position right there.
it's mostly there. I would be fine using that for my setup.
Okay,
But,
so
yeah.
since we're on the assembly line mobile home, we're going to do the mobile home podcast. My name is Qaotik, your host. Fluffy, you are my guest on this show. How goes it?
It goes pretty good. I'm sitting in my own mobile home right now. You know, it's a great time. It's wonderful. Sorry, but my robot's calling me. Give me a sec.
Alright, so
I'm gonna take that time to say that we have a $1 donation for Exome saying hi for Qaotik.
Hype for Qaotik.
Back to the podcast.
Back
Or
to
the
the
show. I
podcast.
don't know
In
what
this
you call
home
it.
is a two-story home.
I just want to point out that
Yeah.
that means that we've met the incentive for SD the Great Battle, no special weapons, which will
Yep.
make the runner's life harder. And category extension for Mario Kart Wii is coming up next,
Yep, that's me.
and which means that once that is up, we will activate the category extension Bid War. Well, actually, we're going to activate it right now.
So we're ready.
Not just so we're ready, but people can choose which category extension they want, and at the same time, it's going to count towards the milestone itself. Sometimes I'm smart.
I think that's...
Smart boy.
Yeah, that's too early. That was an early jump. Or that was a late jump.
It helps when I have caffeine.
Yes.
All right, so this is one of the like pretty big time-saving skips in the run. This is called Dome Launch. He's not
wow.
quite getting enough speed for it.
It's a precise jump. Here we go. Here we go, boys. There we go. Hey!
Good. Yep, there we go. So if he gets that launch all the way up here, there's a trigger up here that he needs to hit in order to progress the level here. And if he gets that first try, you know, it doesn't save any time because this is an auto-scroller level. But basically, because it's a modified version of the Source Engine, momentum conservation is a thing. So the momentum of the thing that we're standing on's movement, when we jump with it, we carry it, so we get all this forward and upward momentum. It just launches us right up to the trigger. It's great. It's also very precise and hard, and I don't like it.
And here's
But we're
an
coming up
interesting
to
skip
something-
that anyone can do at home. First step, crouch. Second step. There we go. We're out the level.
All right, congratulations, everybody. You've now learned how to do Dome Skip. You can do that in your Titanfall 2 playthrough if you want to.
This skips
Set
another
up
like 7 to 8 minute fight.
Didn't
Yeah,
one of the
I don't know the-
developers hint that this skip existed and people like just went around like trying to find it? What's the story behind it? Do you know?
I've heard that a QA tester at Respawn told us about it.
Yeah,
didn't the community at that point have like some harder, more complicated method of getting out of bounds here? I'm not entirely sure.
yeah, I have
came
no
in
idea.
like well after this dome skip was found.
And we're now on to the next level, because the checkpoint to actually start the next level like spawns there conveniently, so we can just skip that entire fight.
Yeah, when everything goes dark there, it just reloads a bunch of different assets, so you fall right into the end level trigger. And well, we're past Abyss 2, we're past the auto scroller. And now we're into Abyss 3. Abyss 3 has a couple notable tricks. It has cylinder skip and it has ash skip. That's like 10 and 15 and 20 seconds combined. Not combined, rather, but each. So the first one here is cylinder skip. You need to hit this button. Oop.
Yeah, I accidentally pressed a jump a little early, so just setting it up.
Try that again.
There we go. So if I do this, I can go over here on the other side, do some wall runs. And I'm on the other side.
Sorry, this gets you all the way over to this side, which is where you need to go anyway. It skips you having to wait for the cylinder to move as well as go around the intended way. Saves about 10 seconds. It's not super hard to do, but can be finicky with the way slide boosting works in this area. But we're coming up, so we're going to get to a Titan section here, and that's going to lead us to Ash Skip, which is, I think it's the only boss fight we can actually skip in the speed run, and the only other out of bounds that we use in the speed run as well.
Also known as solitary skip.
I don't know that was an alternative name for it. Let's see if we can get a melee. Come on. No, I wish that was a melee going the other way, but oh well.
Yeah, when your shields are depleted, if you get meleeed by enemy Titans, you get like knocked in that direction. So ideal situation that saves a couple seconds is, you know, you get meleeed by a Titan a couple times along here. It's RNG, you can't really rely on it, but when you get it, it's really nice. But we're coming up to Ash Skip here. So the first step here is you gotta hover up onto this pipe, and then we are going to disembark in the right area. Hopefully we can get it.
Right here.
Right about there.
There we go.
All right.
Now
So
I'm out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Next step is we need to get up on top of this second pipe while we're out of bounds, so we'll just hover on up over to it. We're going to get up on these rocks, and we're going to make sure to just be on the very outside of this walkable terrain here, because the trigger to start the Ash fight is still loaded. We can still hit it even out of bounds. So we've gotten past it. Now we just got to make sure that we can dash over these pits here that you can't really see. Dash again. So we'll disembark one more time. We'll get ourselves semi back in bounds. We're still completely out of bounds, but you know, we can just get back completely in bounds. 100%. We're definitely in bounds at this point. By getting over here.
I have a safety checkpoint, thinking something like that would happen, so we're good.
Well, thankfully you did have that checkpoint. But that's basically the whole thing of Ash Skip, and the point of it is to skip a boss fight. Saves about 15 seconds with good versus getting like good RNG in the boss fights.
I missed that again.
Oof. Yeah, there is some maneuvering that you need to do out of bounds, and with the artifacting going on in the background, it's a little bit hard to see where things are. But you know, it shouldn't be too hard to learn if you pick up the run.
Okay.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure you can do the Ash fight faster than the Ash skip, but it's just a lot less consistent because Ash uses Ronin and she phase dashes around a whole bunch, and it's pretty hard to predict where she's gonna be.
There we go. Now I got to the end of the mission.
Yeah, I remember now. It's 15 seconds versus average RNG. So the consistency is more valued than getting the good RNG potential here. But here we are. We are going to enter my personal favorite, and like one of the most well-received levels in a video game ever, Effect and Cause.
Yeah, this level is really good because it's all based time travel. Because the story in this, what's going on in the story is that we're supposed to meet up with a guy named Colonel Anderson, and in the area that we entered, we're in the spot where we keep teleporting in and out of time, and that's because the IMC discovered something called the Ark. Whoever made it, we don't know, but it allows time travel. And the IMC were experimenting with it, and well, they go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and it fails. So we're in this like instance of like just going in and out of like the past and the present.
Yeah, temporal distortions all over the place, but Effect and Cause is very, very widely regarded as one of the best levels in a first-person shooter campaign ever. I don't think I've met a single person who didn't like going through Effect and Cause.
Oh, and here's Colonel Anderson.
Oh
He's
no,
just-
how did he get there?
Maybe he was trying to get out of bounds like I was.
Can't let that happen now, can you?
Now have to give his helmet to
Bring me his
BT.
helmet. I will analyze it.
One
So
BT.
this is a bit of an like not an auto scroller, but we have a bit of a time to wait here. Got to wait for this cutscene to happen before we can do anything and progress through the stage. We do have to get up to that big opening in the building up there that you might have been able to see in the peripheral vision, but you know, with the parkour capabilities of this game, you think we could get right up there. There is unfortunately an invisible wall in the way. We do have to wait for the zip line that BT throws before we can get in there. But in the meantime, just
Take a nap.
Sarah Briggs is going to brief us on the mission that she gave, because recording blah blah blah, go to sleep. You know,
Yeah.
that whole deal.
Watch your back. And Anderson, you know how much I love writing down reports, so don't go alone. SRS is a team.
Oh, there's BT. He's pretty lonely.
Pilot.
Well, I have the speedrun, so he's going to have to be that way.
Appears to be incomplete. We are duty bound to uphold and fulfill Special Operation 217. Recommend
I'm
we
gonna take the
locate
time to
your
say that we have a
situation.
$25 donation to G-Virus saying, save the animals, as to be back in the league. Come on, Twitch chat. Let's reach 6K before MKB comes around. Go pick your category station. The bid war has been activated! So yes, reminder, we're trying to go to $6,000 to unlock the category extension from Mario Kart Wii Nitro Tracks. So you can choose between item rain, off-road only, outside between bikes only, or carts only. So if you want to see some madness, you can vote for any of them. And I'm gonna be out of my comfort zone.
Alright, so we ended up jumping and getting to the zip line right near the top, so it just saves a little bit of time since we can position ourselves right there. But we're reaching the end of the stage here. There is a trick that you could do called FTL, which is you use a boost that you could get off of the laser beams that spawn in the past version of this level.
Like right here.
It is very hard, like right here, you can get a boost and you can carry it all the way to the end level trigger. It is, however, extremely difficult. You get launched really fast, and just in general, you have to deal with shooting these guys and not hitting a Marvin, not hitting at the benches, not hitting any of the trash cans. It's very difficult. So.
Like, it's easier to drive a tank down a grocery store aisle than it is to get through this room.
Yeah, here we go. This is where the real meat of Effect and Cause comes into play, because now we're entering Effect and Cause 2, and this is where we get the wrist-mounted device from Anderson's other half of his corpse. Still don't know how he's in there. It's the Anderson paradox, you know? Don't worry about it. But with this wrist-mounted device, we can swap back and forward in time freely.
Oh.
And that's
Or be like me and totally press the wrong button.
that is not good. Yeah, Effect and Cause 2 is my personal favorite level to speedrun through. I love the level casually, and I do, honestly, despite it being one of the relatively easier stages to learn, the movement through it is honestly incredibly fun in so many different ways. And you get a little bit of a break a couple times through. You know, you can rest your fingers, you can stretch them out, listen to Anderson say some stuff in his past logs. It's great. It's awesome.
Also, I'm gonna take the small time to mention that the bid war for the fate of Marvin has been ended, and Kill Marvin won with $58.13.
Thank God.
So we saved the frames. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. You saved the frames.
Killing Marvin.
Yeah, you save the frames and you save Marvin from a life of destitute and sadness. So this is part of the stage where we do have to just wait around for this dialogue from Anderson. There's several parts throughout the game where you're forced to wait before the next trigger will go and you can load into the next level. But in the meantime, you can just appreciate the view, draw some stuff on the wall with bullets. You know, I like to say hi to Brio every time I get to this stage. It's a fun time.
Don't test the arc's power now. We may never have another chance.
Don't get burned in the fire.
Okay, let me draw something. No, I can't. Never mind. Will this wall let me do that?
Talk about how this level is built.
Yeah, it's a good.
Oh
that's
yeah,
a good one too,
go ahead
guys.
and discuss that.
Yeah, so the way that the time swap works is that there's actually 3 copies of this level. One right on top of each other. And I don't know what's on top and what's on bottom, but it's like past, present, and then the last part of the level, which you'll see in Infected Cause 3. And so the way the time stop works, or time swap works, is all it does when you press or whatever the PC button is to change time, it just teleports you up and down. That's it. Very simple.
Ah, I didn't get that good movement.
Very
through that.
simple, but it creates a very good illusion of swapping back and forth. And frankly speaking, if that's all you need to impress me, then good, you did it. You did it, Respawn. I'm impressed. Thank you.
There's a trick in Effect and Cause 3 called Time Stop. I don't know if Qaotik is gonna try it.
I know about it. I'm not going to try because the like time save like from it, along with like being able to execute it, like I
I
nearly.
don't think it actually saves any time. It's just a lot safer than doing other strats because you don't have to potentially deal with getting kicked in the face by a Titan.
I never had that
Exactly
sort of
how it
issue,
works,
so I
right?
never like bother doing that.
Yeah. If you do like a weird animation cancel while swapping time, you can confuse the game into thinking you're in a different time zone, and you can activate triggers out of order. Pretty much all it is.
Yeah, this is going to be the end of Effect and Cause 2. We'll be entering Effect and Cause 3 coming up here. This is a much shorter level, but
It's super short.
yeah, I think this is the shortest level in the entire game. But you can't doubt it. If you take it not seriously for 1 second, a Titan's about to kick you in the face if it's going to be a bad time, because Titan's meleeing you kills you instantly even on the easiest difficulty. So you don't want to do that. It hurt. Right here, we got to use our nice little data knife. It's just a knife that hacks things when you stab it into computer things. Don't worry about it. That's just the way Titanfall works. Knife is hack.
I have no
hack
idea
is
what
knife.
got me.
Oh, I think you got punched by a Titan, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was like trying to decide. Did I get like punched by a Titan, or like did I get like just like Falcon kicked by one of the like one of those guys? If I can get some good movement through here.
Yeah.
That was a Titan, because you went ragdolling into the sky like you got hit by a giant in Skyrim.
Yeah, that's actually the first time I've had that happen. And this is me after like straight up saying, oh, I never had an issue with this level. Marathon luck. Excuse me, I gotta go. See ya. See ya, boys. Now we just have to go toward this thing. It's probably going to explode.
And then we go into the one of the
And
coolest parts of this
everything.
game.
Yeah, and everything's frozen in time. And the little beepity bop doesn't work, so. Yeah, I'm just going to go through here.
Yeah, the frozen explosion scene is beautiful, in my opinion.
It really is.
Oh man, I don't know if you guys have seen like the development images of how this started off and how they made it work, but it's honestly funny when you look at like the early development images and then they handed it off to the team that works on the aesthetics of the game, and just man, what they had to work with terrain and geometry was honestly funny, but they just made it work. It's so good.
This guy says whiteness into activate windows. Who was it that said that people were going to make a joke about the activate windows in the corner?
That was me.
Well done, pilot.
Well, you were right.
Complete. As Anderson discovered,
I'm always
IMC
right
intends
about
to destroy
activate
the militia
windows
plant
jokes.
of Harmony using the full-scale version of this weapon.
So what we just did there was get a close-up look at the Arc, which is a power source for this weapon that the IMC was building.
It folds space and time.
Yes, it folds space and time. So now we shoved our face into this radioactive ball of energy, so that's probably okay. And now we have to go send out a beacon to the rest of the militia fleet and Sarah Briggs,
Pilot Cooper,
so they can find us
Anderson is
and we can
dead,
stop
but we
the
can complete
IMC.
his mission if we
This
can
level is also
reestablish contact
pretty
with the
short.
fleet.
Not sure it's the last one, but
Accelerating ahead will serve our needs.
yeah.
Yeah, the main goal of this level is we'll be going up to a section where we're expected to go into BT. And the reason for that is there's like poisonous fog that'll kill us if we're in it for too long. We're on easy difficulty, so we can actually just go through the whole thing because we're fast enough. Like right here. And we got to kill a bunch of stalkers which are attacking this room over here. And if we kill the stalkers that are attacking here and then run back to where BT is, if we do it fast enough, we will deload the rest of the enemies that are supposed to spawn here, which will activate a trigger way early and let us get into this control room here much earlier. So we're doing a good job.
There we
killing
go.
all these.
Killed them.
Yeah, we killed them all. We're good, and now we got to get back to BT. And you don't actually want to go too fast here. This is another one of those cases where if you go too fast and embark into BT, you can and will crash. So we don't want to see that happening again.
His victory has raised our combat efficiency rating. Pilot.
So there you go. The
Yo,
audio cue is there.
BT, come on. What are you doing?
Oh no.
What are you doing, BT? I'm over here.
Oh yeah. He can run up there if you're not careful.
BT is troll. I just want the scouts behind Cooper.
The Ronin loadout. Probably my favorite loadout.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ronin has a phase dash ability, which is kind of functions like an extra dash, but you can also it's also extra dimensional, so you can phase through enemy titans if they get in the way, which will come into handy during trial by fire.
Some fights and just getting through places quickly. Definitely trial by fire. It's going to come in real handy.
Yep. And he also deals the most burst damage out of any titan between his primary fire, arc, wave,
And his sword.
sword.
The sword's really fun to use.
Especially if you've got a quick swap reload.
Yeah.
Understood. Pilot Cooper.
Alright, so this is basically the end of the level here. We're just waiting for the door to open so we can reach the end level trigger. The end level trigger is loaded at this point. If we could find a way to get out of bounds, we could skip this entire section of talking to people. But we haven't, as far as I know, found an out of bounds here that ends up getting us over there. So
You said kill Marvin.
I surely did.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Oh my goodness.
this is the Beacon 2. This is another entirely pilot section here.
Pilot.
And the goal of this right now is we need to grab an arc tool so that we can reach as it's a storyline. We're speedrunning. We don't care. So the Marvin is actually what ends up holding the arc tool. So you can either choose to take it from him, or you could just murder the Marvin in cold blood and just take it from its corpse. Trust me when I say, despite the way I actually just said the second option is definitely a lot more merciful in this case. So, you all did the right thing. Trust me on that.
Oh, dip. Okay, I'm good.
Beacon 2 is my favorite level to speedrun. Just in terms of all the optimized routes and tricks you can do, it's just non-stop.
That room that I completed was called Hell Room, and there is a way to skip that, but to do that, there's a grenade launcher I passed, which if I were to pick up and walk back to one of the areas I was jumping at, I could use the grenade launcher to grenade jump past that room, but it's really precise to like pull it off, so I don't even bother doing it. Can I get it? No. Don't worry, I'll just spawn back up here. Boop. Yeah, there is a way where if you're quick enough, you can actually get by that fan and just come on the other side. Sorry, Marvin. Give me that. And yeah, so now we got this. Now I can just zap things, do that, open door, start a fan. Move forward. There's going to be another skip coming here in a moment, and it's a heat sink skip, where there's these set of rooms where, like this one right now, where it's just a bunch of heat sinks, and it's like a little puzzle. But if I just run up on this thing, hold directional key, strafe, and do that, I skip that. Now I have to walk here so I don't soft lock the game and have to do the mission again. So, yeah, that was heat sink skip. It looks easy, but you have to get your movement just right.
Yeah, if your strafing is not good there, you will absolutely just... Oh, I'm falling into the pit. I'm now dead. And then even if you like hit the wall, sometimes you go too low on the wall, and you hit the kill plane anyway. So
yeah,
it's hard.
That soldier blocked my way, and so did this door.
Beacon 2 has a lot of little optimizations, and like the two major skips, like two minor skips here, which is like 10, 15 second saves across the board, are very hard to do. They like not great for early runners. I don't even do heat sink yet. It's very hard to honestly get it optimized. I should sit down and practice it. But regardless, we are coming into Beacon 3. Now, Beacon 3 is probably the most famous level in Titanfall speedrunning, and that's because of a trick coming up known as Super Fastball. But before we get to that, we do have to sit through a little bit of cutscene, and then go and turn on the power, and then a little bit more cutscene, and then boring, go to sleep.
Let's hope that R2 was worth all the trouble.
We just have to go in here, really irradiate a place, zap all of the beepity bops really quick. It is possible to die, though. To die in this room is incredibly difficult, especially particularly on easy mode.
Yeah, I don't even think I died in this room on master difficulty in my casual playthrough.
Yeah.
So
I've never heard of anyone dying in this room. I should actually sit down sometime and see how long it takes for you to actually die in this. There we go, powered the room. I get to come out. Boop.
Great job.
Come on.
Power is back. All right, we got power. Open those shutters. Let's get that.
all right, so we'll sit through another cutscene here, where everybody's gonna try and start the power. It's not gonna work. Oh boy, we have to play the game some more. Unfortunate. We have to actually do gameplay. But we're going to be doing a trick called Super Fastball. So, Super Fastball is incredibly fun to watch. It's incredibly fun to do. But in order to do it in the first place, we need to do some setups. So, the first thing that we need to do is we need to have the Brute Titan equipped. Now, the Brute Titan has an ability that makes us hover in the air. The second step is we wedge ourselves underneath a platform that allows us to use the hover, but, you know, it's like we're barely getting any height. And this allows us in certain places to disembark, and disembarking from a Titan in the hover is not normally supposed to happen. And if you manage to disembark while you're hovering, your gravity will reduce by, I believe, 15%. Is that right?
I think so. I just know you become a lot lighter. Why did I switch to that just yet? I don't have to do that just yet. Now I can do that. There we go.
Yeah, so you don't have to go Brute just yet, but coming up to this door over here, he'll swap over to Brute, and he'll do the hover, hopefully get the moon boots, and you'll see a difference immediately. He'll jump higher and fall slower.
Yeah, like this.
It'll be a fun time.
We.
All right, so you can already see it. He's jumping higher, he's falling slower, and that is step 1 of 2. So now we're coming up to a point where BT is going to yeet us forward. Now where we're supposed to go is this little like white slab we're supposed to wall run on. You can see it in the distance behind BT, but combining moon boots with holding space as he throws us means that we get a frame perfect jump off his hand, a whole bunch of height, and if it goes far, you might see the greatest thing ever. So everybody, enjoy Super Fastball.
Trust me.
Oh, I wasn't fast enough. Yeah, I have to do a series of precise jumps in order to pull this off. And like, just even being off a little bit can have stuff like that, because I'm supposed to land straight on top of it. Try it again. Nah. That's why I have these safety checkpoints for instances like this.
Yeah, so super fastball, although it may not look like much, there's a lot of little intricacies with your air strafing, as well as the timings of your jumps and wall kicks. That can be the difference between getting the full distance and hitting all the triggers and stopping halfway through because you didn't have enough speed.
I'm supposed to hit that that crane. I will get this. I will get this. All right.
Very nice.
There you go. There you go.
There we go.
All right, so that's the full distance super fastball. He didn't quite get the whole way because he just
Yeah, I
safety
jumped a
backed
little
up.
too early, but
Yeah, safety backed up right there, but even still, like, that's basically what you do. Like, the last thing you're supposed to do is land on this orange wall and then jump around this corner, so there you go. That's super fastball, and it is a very, very fun trick, but those little intricacies take a lot of time to learn properly. It is not an easy trick to pull off first try.
Now, moving the dish here takes a very long time, so we use those grav stars, which act like little black holes that push you really far without killing you. We can do that whole jump without having to move the dish. It saves a lot of time.
I like how Tron in the chat just said he missed the checkpoint. He's like,
So yeah, you do miss the first trigger if you don't go far enough to the right there, which you did, but the first trigger, probably not the one that's the most important to hit. It still sucks because you do lose time, because all the dialogue that's supposed to play will all spawn at once since you've hit every other trigger, but everything else should work along the way here.
now if I boost myself again.
Yeah, so grav stars, even if you're like right in the dead center of them, they don't do enough damage to kill you. So they're really good for getting frag boosts forward, and this is probably the only case where like this is like the only case where like a beginner runner, I'd say, learn how to do the grav star boost, because especially just the one grav star to get over to the dish early is so much time save overall and isn't super hard to set up, that I definitely would recommend anybody picking up the game for the first time to hit it. But even still, he's managed to pick up the module that we need. He's come back now. So now we just need to go through a fight. We'll listen to a bunch of dialogue, and we'll finish up the stage.
Are there any donations by chance? It's just fighting.
Unfortunately, there is not, but still to remember that we're raising money for the Equal Justice Initiative. So if you want to donate right now, it's fine. It's good. Let's do it. We're trying still to reach $6,000. Because at $6,000, we're reaching the Mario Kart Wii category extension. So yeah, that would be nice to reach that. And if you want to, you're going to donate to get towards $6,000, you can donate directly for the Bid Wars for the category extension. So don't forget to add something to the polls when you donate with the link that you can get by writing !donate in the chat.
So we have another big significant skip coming up here, or what he's doing right now. BT is supposed to throw us again, but he only throws us about halfway up this structure.
Yeah.
But instead, we can just climb up the side of it and get up on top of the dish anyways. And I think since you missed the first trigger, it takes a couple seconds for the module to lower itself down.
I'm on a hot streak.
But once it
Your
does,
vitals do not indicate a temperature problem.
then you can replace the module and you'll fall back down to BT and move on to the Richter fight.
Further.
Yeah, and something to note is the jumps up those walls that he was doing. You don't actually need moon boots to get up the wall, but it just does make it a lot easier, and it makes it a lot easier to get over to that section as well. But because he missed the first trigger on the super fastball, all the dialogue that was supposed to be playing while he was going through that section of the stage all just started playing when he came back and hit that trigger, because you can hit the trigger on the way back, thankfully, and it does mean that you don't end up soft locking yourself, and if you aren't comfortable getting that first trigger, you can take the time loss while you're learning it for that. It's very good. Thankfully, the trigger still works like that, where you can hit every other trigger along the way but miss the first one, but as long as you hit that one on the way back, you're fine. It's good. Anyway, just the note about this cutscene that just played. Whoever programmed this cutscene is amazing, because if you mod the game to have any weapon, like literally any weapon, even the Titan weapons, you will still see the Titan weapon be grabbed at its at its grip, as if Cooper was grabbing any other weapon. So like any weapon works properly there, even the Titan weapons. That is honestly funny.
So I'm going to be fighting some little enemies. One thing we didn't discuss earlier, because it wasn't too important, but depending on where you stand, it affects how the enemies spawn. So I purposely stood above those pipes and right here, so the enemies will spawn right where I want them.
And this is something that the developers also, I believe, told the speedrunners that you can manipulate the spawns by being in specific places and looking in specific places as well, which really helps the consistency of this matter.
Don't block that.
I'm kind of interested in how you have core already. I usually start this fight off with 0%. And you walked into it with full core.
I actually have no idea how that happened. That is a good question.
Core being the ultimate ability.
Oh, and here's an actual boss fight, Richter. He has a really cool outfit. I really
Listen
like
to this guy's dialogue. Please tell me you can understand him.
And also, he's going to... Well, look how fast he's going to go down.
I didn't play this game with cutscenes the first time, or sorry, with subtitles on, so I had literally no idea what Richter said the first time. I couldn't understand him through the accent, and I thought it was just
and
very
he's
funny.
Dead.
But yeah, not a hard boss fight. There's multiple ways to take him down very quickly, but you can kill Richter with good setups in just like seconds. So goodbye, Richter.
Now we have like 2 minutes of cutscene.
Transmission sequence activated. Working. Transmission power 25%.
I guess this is a good time to explain
Good. Almost there.
that if you're interested in learning the Titanfall 2 speedrun, we have a plethora of resources. Brian Otto has made a bunch of very good tutorials that help you get into the game early.
Yeah.
His movement tutorial is great.
Yeah, like,
the
I
Titanfall-
used his tutorial to actually learn how to speedrun this game, so shoutouts to Brian Otto for doing his little tutorial series. It's really helpful.
Shoutouts to Sway Louie as well. He has another set of tutorial series that are geared towards more advanced runners of the game as well.
Very different very different tutorials towards different people, but both very helpful in their own rights. And we have a speedrunning Discord as well. Community is very helpful, very receptive to new player runners. We help out all the time, and we love seeing new runners too. Like, I remember seeing people like, I would post my first run in the Discord. People are very excited, like, good job, dude, keep it going. You know, I'll get 3 PBs in a row. People's like, dude, you're popping off. The community is so supportive and so incredibly ready to just like help you out if you have a question. And all the links to the tutorials are like pinned in the chat. That, you know, Poggy's all around, as Tron says in the chat.
Backs are up against the wall, BT. Permission granted.
It's a very good speed game, with a great community behind it, and you don't have to run this game on PC. You can run it on console. Like, Smitty here has a better time than me. He's on console, right? You know, this guy he's good. He's great.
And Fluffy has a better time than I do.
Yeah, both me and Smitty actually have a better time than Qaotik here, but it's good to show like different levels of runners too, because you see the insane level of optimization that Brian Otto has at like a GDQ, but then you can come over to Qaotik and you can see somebody still having a lot of fun and still like you can just see the differences, but you can still see that Qaotik, he's still good at this game, right? You know, he's still put in the time, the practice, and he got super fastball. It took him a couple tries, but man, super fastball's hard, dude.
It really is. Like, I
trick.
spent hours trying to practice that, and even then, I'm still not perfect at it.
It is hard
to
be consistent with some of these tricks.
In this case, I have to switch to Ronin because there's a bunch of turrets there, and we have to get past that wall. And with Ronin, you can just use your sword to block, what, 50% of the damage? What's the value?
75%, I believe.
Ah, so just run up a bit.
And, like, even more when you're pouring, I think.
Yeah, even
So,
on easy, these things are really dangerous. There could be a small chance I could end up, like, dying here.
Yeah, you might go into danger, but I think you'll still be living. But yeah, this wall doesn't exist because you're not meant to get this distance. You would die in any other Titan if you got that distance, basically. But yeah, Trial by Fire, the stage that we're on right now, is probably the biggest RNG section in the game. You have all of these Titans that you have to kind of like kill and destroy, and you have to kill a certain amount of them before Sarah Briggs, the commander of the SRS, which is a special division of pilots in the militia. You need to get a line from her. She'll say, "Pilot, you're with me." When you hear that, a trigger has happened, so a door will open, you can progress through. But probably the biggest RNG segment of this stage is, unfortunately, this is a very cleverly disguised escort mission for the first half of it.
It's not very cleverly disguised. It is an escort mission.
Unfortunately, you are hard-gated getting Sarah Briggs to the elevator part of this stage. And after that, thankfully, you can just zoom on through, but sometimes Sarah will just troll you. I had a run that was 2.5 minutes ahead of my PB. I was destroying it, and I lost it all here because Sarah just would not come to the goddamn elevator.
Alright, there was the audio cue, so gotta do it. Kind of like what I did with Kane, I'm just gonna just use that salvo on, I forgot what the Titan's name was, but yeah. Swap to Ronin.
We need to keep moving. Watch out, IMC Titans up ahead. Go, go, go!
Yeah, there's several different ways you can go at this. Different Titans have different strengths. Scorch, the Titan that he's fighting right now, has like the highest DPS potential, but it is also the closest range Titan. To get like most of your DPS, you do have to be right up close to them with your flame shield. So at various different skill levels, you know, different strategies work for different people. I prefer to run basically almost exclusively Scorch in this level, but that doesn't always end up working. Sometimes it does great. Other times it's like, Sarah, where are you? Please stop. Please come. We need you to do. Please, I need my PB, Sarah. Come on, man.
I need a
something you can do with the tone that we've done a couple times here is you can mark 2 different Titans. You can mark as many Titans as you want, and the amount of missiles you'll fire with your lock-on missiles at that point will be the same amount of volleys as Titans do have fully marked. So if you have two Titans fully marked, you'll fire 2 volleys. 3 Titans, 1 Titan, same thing.
Okay,
But,
so I'm sorry, you can go ahead and finish.
yeah, I was just gonna say we've reached the point where it's no longer an escort mission. We can just zoom through the rest of the stage. But you can go ahead now.
Yeah, so when this elevator gets high enough, I'm just going to do this boost. And no, I did too early. I couldn't skip that part. Oh well, so I have to switch back to Ronin. And when I walk up here, I can use his core, which gives me like a super fast recharge on my boost, so I can just dash on by. Just do this. And I time it in such a way that I will end up on the other side of this building right here. So I can get past these enemies. Good. Alright, so I'm over here. I'll use that. Now I have to get a quick charge on the core again, so then I can skip past more of these enemies.
Yeah, the ideal situation in this part of the stage is that you use a core that you've built up before the elevator to get to this point. And then once you kill enough and get enough core back, you use a second core to get most of the way through the rest of the stage. And then it's a little bit more running to get to the end level trigger. And then you can move on to the next stage. This portion of the stage, there's no real... There's RNG involved with the positioning of the Titans, but it's significantly less of a hassle than needing to get Sarah breaks to the elevator, so...
Yeah, it's just
Whenever
a
you hear
mad
people
dash.
complain about Trial by Fire, they're almost always complaining about the first half of the stage.
I don't have too much of a... did you just see that brute?
Oh yeah, Superman Brute. Oh man, I love that when that happens.
That's the first time I've seen that happen. That's
It's
the
a pretty
first
rare
time
thing.
I've seen that happen.
There's actually a funny IL strat with that, where like if you can get launched by that brute, you can hit the end level trigger like and save so much time. But it is only an IL level strat, IL strat. I English well, but yeah, it is way too inconsistent to try and do it in full game runs. And yeah, now we are moving on to the arc. Now the start of the arc is an auto-scroller section. You know, we do have to unfortunately sit here and wait for a bunch of cutscenes to play out, like an in-game cutscene to play out before we can move on to the next part. So if there are any donations or anything you want to say, this is a good time to do so.
I'm gonna say again, there's still no donations. People, like, we're trying to get to $6,000. It would be nice if we could get it, like, I don't know, before 10 a.m. It would be fun, so we could get category extensions on Mario Kart. We're technically 83% of the way to the goal. That would be really nice if we could get it. Because you have Mario Kart Wii category extensions, and remember, you can choose for them in the bid wars when you go to donate. Also, reminder that after this 6,000 incentive, I'm gonna list them all off. For $7,500, we have Celeste on 2 DDR pads, but with the input display. For $10,000, we have Resident Evil 3 Remake, well, the 2020 version. That changes its category from any percent to low percent. For $12,500, we have Desert Bus, No Way Back. For $15,000, we have Super Mario Bros. The Lost Level, 80% D4. And starting from $17,500, it's all bonus run. So $17,500, we have the Struggling Steering Wheel Showcase. For $20,000, we have the Tier 1 Monster Hunter run. For $22,222 and 22 cents, we have the Tier 2 Monster Hunter bonus run. And for $25,000, we have the Tier 3 Monster Hunter World. So if you want to add over 4 hours to the marathon, you can donate for we can go to $25,000, and we're gonna have a lot more fun to end the weekend.
Alright, so normally where I'm coming up to, we would do something called a Barker skip, where you use a grenade to get boost and just like jump into the ship. I forgot how exactly it went, but like I said at the beginning of the run, grenade jumps are really wonky, and I don't really try doing anything involving with them. Do you think you can explain the skip better? Like exactly
Yeah,
what
so the ship that we're on right now, the 6-4's ship, basically what ends up, what we can do is when that first spawns in, if we use a grenade boost at the right time, we can actually boost ourselves on top of it, which sets the trigger off to move the 6-4 over to this position, which allows us to board the Malta, the ship that we're on right now. So it is a difficult trick. The grenade boost can be finicky. There is an audio cue that I personally use that helps a lot, but there is some RNG with it depending on how far the 6-4 goes in one direction and then another direction. But there is also early 6-4, which is getting off the 6-4's ship early before they're like supposed to get you close enough to jump to it normally.
I timed that very badly. Oh, I don't have any more grenades. Oops. Well, if I try doing this really quick.
Yeah, 6-4 skip is a little bit easier than Barker skip for sure, but not really relevant to what's going on right this second. So in this section of the level, you're expected to kill all 3 of the gunners on the guns and clear all 3 platforms. You don't actually need to. You only have to clear the 3rd platform itself. So once you clear the 3rd platform off, that sets the trigger, which lets the members of the 6-4 come off their ship and then help you out by heading to the next section of the level. Right now, Qaotik does have to take out a few of these stalkers, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
I had like timed my grenade poorly, and I was missing a grenade, so I couldn't just wipe them out. Now, there is a little movement right here. Involves dialogue, so if I choose that dialogue box, Briggs in that ship right there, she'll come careening right up after that audio, so I can just jump here and she'll come straight up, land on this, so I can enter the next room.
And this is known as Early Sarah. It's basically just a way to get to the next section of this level a bit faster. What you're supposed to do is wall run off of her ship that's spawned, but we don't like being. If we don't have to wait, we ain't gonna wait. You know, we gotta go fast.
Yeah. Now I know there's some enemies that spawn there. Yep. Here we go.
This is another major fight that we have to do completely. Luckily, the 6-4 squad that you're with will clear out a lot of these grunts, but you can cleverly kill some of these grunts and make it a lot easier for them and faster to get through.
Yeah, this room doesn't last
There's a certain
terribly
number
long.
that the 6-4 are scripted to kill, so if you let them kill the rest of them and then get up here, kill all of these guys, yeah, that's fine. They'll kill the rest. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, how would you say that? How fast that was? I don't know. I thought that was kind of quick for what I'm used to, though.
That did look pretty good.
No, that was pretty good, for sure. So this stage is unique in the sense that there is a kill timer for falling too long. So if you fall too long in this stage, the game just kills you. So in certain cases where there might be ground beneath you, if you fall for too long, you're dead. That's it. You'll just fall for this stage, and that can actually bug out sometimes with this next upcoming thing that we're going to be doing, which is steering the ship behind the Draconis, the ship in front of us. Sometimes when you steer the ship and then you come off of the from steering the ship, the game just kills you because it technically registers you as have been falling for a certain period of time. So hopefully that doesn't happen, because that is not fun.
Isn't it me, or does the Draconis have a wing on the ship, like a car? Did you ever notice that? I can't really see it right now. No. Oh, hey, BT. Bye. Yeah, this is a totally safe thing to do.
Ready to transfer.
It's my understanding that that fall timer thing after steering the ship only happens when you do Barker skip.
Yeah,
Alright,
I think
and
that...
If going by BT, you should be okay as far as the fall timer goes for the rest of the level.
And now we have to face off against Viper. He's a little more annoying of the boss fights of the Titan sections, but I wouldn't say too bad, especially on easy.
Voodoo 1, Viper's on station. Your
He has
run
the-
ends here, pilot. The RNG belongs to me. No time to save. No run to bless.
Man, I thought I was actually listening to the game audio for a second.
He definitely has like the best voice of all the characters.
Oh yeah, Viper is like the perfect enemy villain. He's exactly the perfect mix of edgy and cool, and I just love it. He's so good.
Okay, thank you,
Unfortunately,
Salvo,
his
for
boss fight is annoying.
Like, ooh, sniped him. I'll take that.
Nice.
Okay, right now I have about 13 and a half minutes, no, 12 and a half minutes to get underestimate. Hopefully I do get underestimate. Maybe probably not, because I had to do that mission again because it crashed pretty hard.
Can I take a quick minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we currently have 3 donations that came in just after my little speech. We have Z-Phone with $1 saying, I'll double if fastball fails. We have Smitty donating $10 saying, awesome job, Qaotik. And we have Trinity3333 donating $5 saying, I'd love to donate to a good cause. This is for blessed luck for future run. For future run. Hi, Fluffy.
Hey,
Man,
Trent, how you doing, man?
Man, I wonder who that was, but I do appreciate the donation and the comment attached to it. Come on, there we go, got him. I accidentally got too close to him, which is why I got knocked back. Normally, you're supposed to like time yourself so you can just jump straight into Viper and just kill him. But
Yeah, if you jump when that impact goes off, you'll avoid the knockback completely.
and this
But
ship's
this
falling.
is basically the end of the stage. We're kind of on a timer at this point.
Yeah.
So the ship we're on, because we killed Viper, he shot a whole bunch of missiles into it. It's kind of falling down. We still need to get the Ark, because if the Ark gets to the fold weapon, things gonna go blow up. People gonna die. It ain't good. So, a little bit of time to wait till the end of this.
I just... Did you just see me do that with BT? I just passed right through him.
Mm-hmm.
That's another new thing I learned about this game. Man, I learned how many new things that I didn't know previously about this game? Just in this one run.
We're gonna sleep less stupid tonight.
And that is a good thing for everybody.
Yup.
I can't wait to get some sleep.
Also, I'm gonna use this time to remember that I forgot there's technically a bid war coming before MKE, and that is Role Redemption, to choose the character. And if you want to see something else than Shovel Knight, let me tell you, you don't have much time, because after this one ends, there's Spawn the video game, and after that, right after, it's Role Redemption. The choices are Halloween Rider, Santa, John Spartan, and Shovel Knight. And let me tell you, Shovel Knight in the lead, not by a small margin, $200 for Shovel Knight, and Santa and John Spartan are only at 10. And Halloween Rider doesn't have any love. He's at 0. So please, if you want to see something else than Shovel Knight in 2 runs, go donate for that.
Okay, now I got less than 10 minutes to complete this mission, otherwise I go overestimate.
And this is the final mission of the game. This is the fold weapon. So this mission starts off with a fairly long cutscene.
Our favorites.
The main antagonist of the game, Kuben Blisk, is there. He's saying shit like, "Just have my money ready. I'll get you, you precious cargo, you useless niff." And he's just like, "Open up, Titan, please. I just want the thing inside. Come on, man. I got money riding on this. Why you gotta do?"
And here's a point where a dialogue option actually is faster than another option. So if I do this one...
That is something that we haven't really explained. The dialogue options, in a lot of cases, it's just faster and easier to not select the dialogue option in general. But there are certain cases where the dialogue option is not only faster, but required for progression. So one of the earliest examples is Sludge Skip way back in like the 3rd level of the game, Blood and Rust. Selecting the dialogue options extends the amount of time you have to do. Selecting the right dialogue options at the right time extends the amount of time you have to do Sludge Skip before you like lose the ability to do it optimally. In the case of this level, choosing a dialogue option, the first one right away, is a lot faster than just waiting for the bar to time out. And there's various degrees of when it is useful and when it isn't useful. But sometimes I just like to hit the dialogue options anyway, because the banter between BT and Cooper in this game is honestly very good. If you haven't played this game casually, BT and Cooper, their dynamic is incredibly good. I highly, highly recommend it.
It develops over the game, and he really was like a connection between the two.
That wasn't so hard, was it? That's the problem with teams. You know, win together, you die together.
You're killing it with the voices, dude.
Yeah, that's really good. And some dude just got vaporized. How it wasn't Blisk, I'll never know, but it is what it is.
Oh yeah, he just fell into the floor. Don't worry about it, bud.
And she just rips out the Ark even though it's unstable. It's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna rip that out of here. And then she does the even smarter thing by not shooting the brains and just shooting right through BT.
So we're gonna get control of Cooper here in just a second, but this first section of control, what's supposed to happen is we're supposed to wait like 15 seconds or so for BT to say, Cooper, come over here. But if we just back up into the fire behind us for a couple seconds, he'll do that dialogue right away. I have no idea why it happens. It's a thing that happens.
I don't think I did that long enough.
It's because there's a certain threshold of damage that Jack Cooper takes in the fire, and when you beat that, then it like skips the wait for the dialogue in a weird way.
Yeah, I can only imagine it's some sort of.
Sorry,
go ahead.
You know what I think it is that players wander around, and if they wander into the fire and they start getting damaged, Respawn wanted the players to go back towards BT, so that makes him rush through the waiting period and yell out to the player, right? Like, hey, over here, don't go through the fire.
Wait, no, don't die. We need you alive to play the game.
Do not go into the fire.
Yeah, don't worry about the fact that we just put the knife over top of another knife. Just don't worry about that. That's not relevant. Don't worry about it. This game was not meant to be played at 110 FOV, but PC players do what they want because we like big FOVs.
Because hashtag PC Master Race.
We get 110 degrees of field of view on console too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I don't know that. What do you know? Oh, I actually got some pretty good movement up those stairs, because usually, I don't.
Alright, so basically we've got BT's data core, which is like his entire AI inside this little data core.
The thing that I'm holding in my left hand, the little blue thingy, the blue beepity bop.
And we also have the Smart Pistol, which is a pistol that locks onto targets and basically kills them. And this is in the multiplayer for some reason. It's not actually that strong, but it's in the multiplayer for some reason. Yeah. Thanks, Respawn. Yeah, this section right now is a lot of killing grunts, avoiding them in the right manners, and trying to keep your speed as high as possible until we can get to the Titan section, which will be its own cool thing, because in the actual campaign, if you're not speedrunning, you're meant to use the Titan loadout that they give you, the Legion loadout, and just shred through a bunch of... shred through a bunch of Titans that appear, but we're just gonna swap over the Ronin and just run past them. It's fine. We don't need to care.
And now BT looks all shiny and new, because in the game they explained that they had one more Vanguard class Titan, which is what BT is supposed to be. But because he got destroyed and there's this one left, he looks cool. I like the black and yellow.
Chassis, same Titan?
Anti-carbon fiber frame.
He looks nice.
BT7274, good.
I think
Alright,
if I remember this correctly, lore-wise, the Titans like don't weigh more than 1,000 pounds. How that is the case, I do not know, but apparently that is a lore thing. But you were saying? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say he didn't do it there, but you can actually skip that like unique embark animation by going around behind BT. It is also faster, but not by a massive amount, and you do skip the unique embark here. But you know, there's a little bit of time save here and there that you can put into your runs. But yeah, at this point you see all of these taller Titans and whatnot that are just in the way. The idea here is we use Ronin and we use the phase dash to just run past all of them, and we want to get up to this door coming up here. Now, I mentioned earlier in the run there was this section of RNG right at the end that if you didn't get the good RNG, you were kind of screwed. The RNG is a Titan backs into this door and opens it up for you, but as it turns out, you can just kind of go right through it.
Yeah, doors are a bit of an option this level.
Yeah, absolutely an option. Don't worry about it.
I think that's the only door in this level, actually.
General Marder, the mercenaries have delivered the ark. Prep the fold weapon.
We are now just going to hop on through to the final fight of the game, the final boss, Sloan. And the Sloan fight is definitely my favorite in the game. It's the most interesting, and the optimal way to the optimal fights are very hard to pull off too. But first off, we got a little bit more bliss.
That time they do something.
About time they do something.
Yeah, I'm not
Like a
going to
militia
get
pilot's trying to be a hero. It's all yours.
Who said
Keep the
anything about
salvage.
I'll do this one for free.
Man, that's so good. Yeah, I'm going to go overestimate, but oh well.
You know what I see
Oh
when I
well.
look at you?
That's all I have to say.
X1, the main reason it's faster is because you don't have to wait for BT. By getting behind him, you don't have to wait for BT to let you embark. You can just embark right away, basically, for that embark earlier. But the fun thing with the Sloan fight is it's mixed up into 3 phases. You have the first phase, which is just, you know, 1 Titan spawns, and you can either kill that Titan or force Sloan to a certain HP threshold, which makes her teleport away. After that, 2 Spy Titans spawn. You kill those Titans. Sloan will spawn back. Same thing. You get her down to a specific amount of threshold, HP threshold, which then spawns 3 Reapers. When you kill those 3 Reapers, she spawns for a last time, and that last time is when you can kill her. So
Some Reapers spawn up here. Just shoot them a couple times and do that.
Make sure to give me a heads up on time.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll let you know.
It'll be still a few minutes away.
Yeah, because we still have a cutscene to get through.
No, 3 or 4 minutes.
So Sloan respawns here, so just gotta get her full HP bar down. And now we're gonna do something here called Andy Shot, which is something that somebody discovered in their casual playthrough and posted to Reddit. If you activate the sword core of the Ronin just before you activate the trigger here to open the arc injector, for whatever reason, the game bugs out and lets you use your gun inside the Titan, and then when the Titan screen loads up, you have the Legion loadout activated. Now, funnily enough, you can fire your gun during this, and also the funniest thing about it is many other NPCs are invulnerable and invincible during cutscenes, so you can't kill them. For whatever reason, our good friend Kuben Blisk here isn't.
Do you see what's going on stream?
It's your lucky day, hero.
And that happens.
So yeah, funnily enough, it's just a way that initially we thought, oh, it's just a way to kill Blisk in the cutscene. It's funny. Actually, if you kill Blisk in the cutscene, it skips 33 seconds worth of dialogue because everything that's supposed to happen with Blisk just gets skipped and it goes on to the next section of the dialogue. So yeah,
It's hard to say things. It's hard to say things when you're dead.
I like how the Titan just like picks up like a thing of air, like he's just in trauma, like he can't get over the fact that like I just somehow killed Blisk. He must he must fill the void.
yeah, he's just gotta pick up the invisible Blisk. I must walk off by myself now. I am sorry, friend. But yeah, if you've seen the Tales from the Outlands involving Rampart, right at the end, Blisk comes in and says it's your lucky day, and hands Rampart the card for the Apex games. That was directly inspired by that scene in Titanfall 2, because what happens is he comes down and says, it's your lucky day, hero. I'm not going to kill you. I don't work for free. But then he hands you the card for the Apex Predators, which is the faction of his mercenaries. So Blisk is a great character. I love him. He's fantastic, but that's not relevant at this point because something sad is about to happen.
I like the fact that you memorized those lines of dialogue.
Oh, I played this game a ton, dude.
Yeah. It's very easy to know all the lines.
Yeah. Trust me. Okay, I should say time is coming up.
Time will end when the final cutscene starts playing, so I'll make sure to call it.
Yeah, and when I lose control over Cooper. The movement here I have not figured out because every time I try to go to fast, there's invisible walls. I do not like invisible walls.
Yeah, so this is just an escape sequence, and the funny thing about it is I've heard that all the numbers that were appearing on the screen as BT was like rebooting was BT doing the calculations, and the reason why BT like throws you out and throws you at that specific time is he calculated where everything here was
coming up. Time.
Oh yeah.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Ah, man.
Awesome job, Qaotik.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Get us out of here!
I didn't hear it. Is it time?
Yeah,
Yeah,
time.
it's time.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I wasn't realizing it's the end of the stage. Woo! I'm good. I'm good at this. All right, good job, Qaotik. Roll down.
Thank you.
Good job, Qaotik.
Yeah,
that was-
besides like the one mishap with Blood and Rust, that was otherwise a really solid run. Like, the fact that you had to do an entire stage over again is like...
That
Yeah.
was pretty good.
A lot of people owe their lives to you.
Yeah, like,
Even
man,
with
that
that
was...
restart, you made the game look easy.
Barker, set a course for harmony.
I can definitely assure you it was not easy. But that's why you practice, and there's tutorials to help make that experience better.
Yep. Practice makes better.
Save the planet Harmony. The militia calls
That
this
sounds so
planet
weird. Practice makes better.
millions of others.
Makes you
call
better.
No, you are kind of right.
My
though.
English dead at this time. I need an English reboot.
It's
too,
about
bud. Me too.
11:30. Oh, look at that helmet! It's just coming into view. Oh, that field of view.
I kind of like the old one.
All right, so yeah, thank you for having me on. That was a blast actually. Like having all that interaction, reading the chat, playing the game. That was really fun.
Well, we thank you, Qaotik, for coming on and deciding to showcase this amazing run of this amazing game.
Yeah, please. Can Fluffy or Smitty, do you think any of you could put in an invite to the server for anyone that might be interested after seeing this game?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, drop them on chat, in Discord, wherever you want.
I should also mention, real quick, Titanfall 2 is currently on... The Ultimate Edition of Titanfall 2 is currently on sale on Steam for about $10 right now. If you are in any way interested in playing this game, $10 is worth it just for the campaign alone, and that is not even talking about the phenomenal multiplayer as well. This game is incredibly good. I highly, highly recommend it to anybody. But if you're interested in learning the speedrun, Smitty posted the link to the Discord in chat. We have pinned messages for all the guides out there. There's so many resources for you to learn. You can ask questions in the Discord. It is a great, wonderful place to be. I highly, highly recommend it.
Well, actually, let me rephrase that. If you like video games in general, you should get this game, especially at $10.
Another
It truly
game.
is phenomenal.
Another game should get. If you see my shirt right here, it's Proteus. This is a shirt I got from DreamHack Dallas last year. Recently, they just they started doing the closed beta, and I think next month the game's actually going to launch.
Yeah,
like,
I applied for the
that's
closed beta, actually. I'm waiting on hopefully getting in. And but yeah, we were actually trading the record for the demo they had at DreamHack Dallas.
yeah. Like I won
and I.
the first day, and I got this T-shirt from it.
Yeah, I got the one on the second or third day. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Whenever
but,
I got a chance to actually go back because I was running the show.
but yeah, get
But,
Titanfall 2. Look up Proteus. Those are two really good games. Like I highly recommend it.
Zandra with the amazing 29 viewer rate. Thank you so much, Zandra. Once again, congrats on a link to the past online run earlier. That was amazing. And with all that being said, we're not done actually. We're basically halfway through the marathon. Not even halfway through the marathon, if anything. Coming up next, we have Spawn, the video game, the Todd McFarlane based amazing comic book. I can't recommend it enough. Hard stuff, but the stuff of legends nonetheless, with Grigot Junk and I believe Nico. That was it for your host shift.
Yeah, we can transition. I'm gonna say a quick word, and I'm gonna throw the show over to the next person hosting.
All right, perfect. So we're gonna go to a quick transition to get everything in order, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.